Greetings, everyone. I just wanted to share some thoughts that were on my mind. Nothing negative, nothing conspiratorial, or anything like that. I was just thinking about this the other day. Now, back in the old days, like I would say 30s, 40s, 50s, and even later than that, when people lived in the country, we just called it living in the country. Sometimes, actually, back then, a lot of people would just build their own houses and live off the land. I don't know if I'd want to be that hardy, but hats off to the decent immigrants that came over. As well as if, especially a lot of the European immigrants, the decent ones, that came over because we were all under mind control. And they decided they were going to farm here in America. America. We just called it a barn. We called it a farm. That was it. There was no term, no word, no reason to call a farm, and some of these farms were very small, just self-sufficiency. There was no reason to call them a homestead. Or, I must bring it up, there was no such term as off the grid. Our mothers and grandmothers, again, I will say that our mothers and grandmothers preserved the food in the root cellar. And a lot of times the root cellar it could be within the home, but it also could be built in the ground. And that was just normal. People that were growing their own food would can them the old-fashioned way. And I think a lot of the kitchens were separate. Like if you look down south, kitchens were separate from the other house because they were so hot. Before air conditioning, before all this bougie stuff. And women, again, I will say women, you see how young that lady is? She's probably in her late teens, early 20s. Learned how to cook. Not just garbage food, real food. And it was hard work. And the women doing all the cooking, they worked real hard. They'd get up early in the morning, take care of the children. A lot of them had their own garden or, farming/gardening, depending on how it was divvied up. Neighbors a lot of times would work together. You see that lady had her daughter with her? Her daughter? I don't know what this is. I just was pulling random images out there. And what I like about this was I believe this happened during World War II, was that the presidents that we had then called for people to build a victory garden. And right now you don't see that. So, peace.